I've had people actually say to me, man, you wasting your time trying to save them little niggas. And you know what I say to them? Man, you wasting your time talking to me. It's my duty to help my young brothers get over the wall.
You plotting like hell every time we try to prevail. Now you scared cause people waking up out of the spell. They tell a black man forget what was done to him. They say that just to hide the fact that what was done to blacks was done up under them. See, we've been picked to be the victims, so begging the system to treat us equal with them is a contradiction. Go and listen to John Ehrlichman, who worked for Nixon, said the war on drugs was meant to lock blacks up and restrict them. Listen up, what? I'ma tell you what they won't tell you. Slap you with the raw truth even if it scare you. Come on, we got a soldier up and go through the heat. How can you wake up when you don't even know that to sleep? Listen up.
The purpose of the Black Male Summit is to address the most unaddressed issue in America, and that is, what do we do with the young black male?
Everybody in this room is a man or a woman of color. And historically, we haven't been taught that the world is ours. We have been taught to be subservient in somebody else's world. And so then what has happened generationally, we have passed down this thought that we have to get permission from somebody else. So the reason why I wanted to name this particular workshop Be You is because I want to challenge you to be you.
People ask the question, what motivated you to start the Black Male Summit? Well, one of the great motivators was the fact that as a community activist, I always found myself on the defense, which means you receive a phone call from a single mom saying that my son has gotten into trouble with the law. Can you come down and support him in court? Well, after so many of those phone calls, you begin to get tired because you're always constantly on the defensive.
So as a mother of a son and being a single mom, I think supporting black events such as this one is important because the one thing I can't do is teach my son to be a man.
I asked myself the question, how do great teams win championships? You don't win championships by being on the defensive. You have to get on the offensive. And as it relates to black males, the way to be on the offensive is you teach him before he has that encounter with law enforcement so that you never have to go and support him in court in the first place. Why? Because he knows how to handle himself and prevent himself from being put in that particular position.
Hello, my name is Andre Jones, and today I learned a lot about business opportunities and like how to own businesses and stuff. I learned a whole lot of information from a lot of people that gave me a lot of things to look back on in my life and about to use it.
The rich man says, okay, I need somebody to buy this product. I need somebody to work behind the counter at Burger King. I need somebody to stock the shelves at Walmart. Ain't nothing wrong with an honest man's living.
Right.
Nothing. I've done every single one of those jobs. Worked at McDonald's, worked at Denny's, worked at Grandy's, if y'all remember that. When I was at TSU, I worked at, was it Randall's? The reality though is that mentality is something that they put into us. It's created to make us think that's all the world got for us. And then they distract us along the way with other people's business, including their own.
What the Black Male Summit does is give us a snapshot. It gives us a picture of many of the things that the black male needs that he's been denied in society. Mentorship, proper education. And when I say proper education, I mean an education that speaks to his nature, not an education that presents to him a curriculum where he cannot see himself.
All right, so what I learned at the Black Male Summit is that it's important for Black people as a community to come together and stand as one instead of being divided. Now is the time for us to come together to teach each other, to learn from our ancestors' mistakes and lessons that they've been trying to pass on to us. Now is the time for us to do that. The world is not getting any better with what's going on. It's getting worse, and we need to put an end to it now. Now is the time for us to rise up as a Black community and show them what we are and what we have to offer. I really enjoy this because it empowers me to do better and teach me about stuff that I never ever would have learned.
Anytime you have a young Black male and all he has been taught is white history and not his own, you have a problem. And so we wonder why our young boys have an issue paying attention in class. First of all, let's just be real. Black people have a glorious future in this country. In the same way Joseph ended up becoming a ruler in the land where he was once a slave, that is the destiny of Black people in this country. But they know if they continue to suffocate and strangulate and castrate the Black male, then the Black nation can never rise. So Black men are targets for extermination. Why? Because the fear is that the prophecy will be fulfilled. What does the prophecy say? The prophecy says that the last shall be first. The prophecy says that we would take those who are foolish and use the foolish ones to teach the wise.
This is like my second year coming supporting this summit, and so I'm definitely great and excited to see that the young men in each class are actually paying attention, and not just the young men but also their parents. So I think that's good, even the mothers and the fathers together. So I think that's very great.
These summits, like you said, are most impactful, but it's good for them to see what we expect to be modeled, and also to understand that someone's been where they're at, because when you can't relate, it doesn't seem relevant or real. And because this summit touches all those phases, it really helps them understand and go back feeling empowered and encouraged, but hopefully they have someone to connect with when they leave as well, to seek out support, so that way they won't be in the positions that some of the speakers have experienced, and they can learn from the lessons.
We use the lion as the mascot of the Smarten Up because the lion is naturally king of the jungle. The lion is said to be the one who rules the jungle. Well, we don't simply use a lion. We use a lion wearing eyeglasses. The lion represents courage. The eyeglasses represent intelligence. We want to build in Black boys and young Black men a healthy, balanced combination of courage and intelligence. Our young brothers don't have a problem with courage. They'll run up on you, some of them, and kill you in broad daylight. But the problem is you're killing your own. Now, at the same time, you have some Black men who go off to college and they receive an education from Caesar, and they develop intelligence, but they are taught to be afraid. So a Black man with courage and no intelligence is a reckless man, and he's bound to self-destruct. A Black man with intelligence but no courage will always use his brain power not to build something for himself, but to build something for his oppressor. So we use the lion with the glasses on the lion to send a message just through that imagery that you have to develop both. You gotta be strong, but at the same time, you gotta be smart.
in communities where their fathers are not attached to their lives. They may not get the lessons that they need at home, so I think it's important for us to try to pass that message down to them. After spending so many years in prison and so many years on the streets seeing so much death, I think it's important for us to be that village that we always talk about, raising our community. So that's why I do what I do, and that's what I think the Black Male Summit is so important for individuals to have a chance to see individuals as myself and other strong black males that's leading them down the path of success. Guns in America is the title of my workshop, and what it's dealing with is the amount of guns that has reached the urban communities. I think that when America goes and start a war in another country, saying that they're fighting to get rid of weapons of mass destruction and have so many weapons of mass destructions in the black community, I think it's important for us to bring that awareness to our people about how we're destroying each other at the hands of ourselves. I'm a strong opponent when it comes down to injustices that happen to blacks in our community. I'm a strong opponent when they say Black Lives Matter, but I also like for individuals to know that black lives have to matter to black people first, else it will never ever matter to anyone else. So that's one of the things that we push through every message that we give.
In your struggle right here in America, make sure that you find the greatness that's within yourself. Stop looking at everybody else's greatness and overlooking your own. You can be anything that you set out to be. The problem is you ain't trying to be a damn thing right now. Farewell is what we hear all the time. And I tell people, look, don't just sit back and let life pass you by. Live life to the fullest. You have to live life to the very fullest, else you'll never ever accomplish anything in life. Life is a sweet gift, but if you don't take that gift and value it, you'll find yourself like so many others, wasting your time here.
The formation and the organizing of Black Male Summits is not a one-man show. The war to save the black male is one that requires the unity of the whole. So we're very careful in our selection of workshop presenters and those who will speak to our boys. You see, all it takes is for one person who's standing before the brothers seeking self-aggrandizement and not necessarily seeking to uplift the generation. All it takes is one presentation and these boys will tune you out. So the thing that I look for in those that I partner with for the Smarten Up Black Male Summit, first and foremost, you must have a sincere love for our youth. You must have a sincere heart to want to serve our people and our youth. If you don't, they'll feel it. Within the first couple of sentences you speak, these youngsters, they're able to sniff out who is a friend, who is a foe, who is a fake and a fraud, and who's there to keep it real with them. So it takes lots of partnerships in order to pull it off. You have to understand that we as a people, we're a very unique people, but we're a very diverse culture as well. So we have Christian speakers at the Black Male Summit. We have Muslim speakers, obviously, at the summit. We have those who may have been incarcerated. We have those who are black professionals, lawyers, doctors, entrepreneurs, business owners. You name it, we'll bring them in if they have the heart to serve our people and if their message is one that we believe our boys will gravitate toward.
What group are y'all in? Three. So y'all haven't been in 114? No. So group 3 will go to...
We have not.
Oh, okay. Group 3 will go to 114?
I'm volunteering for this year's Black Male Summit. This is about our probably 5th year coming. And when I come here, it kind of brings tears to my eyes because all boys need to know that this exists. And I feel like every year it gets more powerful and it's more uplifting. And because of this summit, my son changed his life so that he can help change somebody else's life. And I think the next time this summit come around, we need to have carloads of boys bringing them here if we got to go into the neighborhoods with our own personal cars, because it's well worth it and they need it. My name is Kamisha and I volunteer for the Male Summit.
I sometimes catch flack for leaving the door open for women to come to the Black Male Summit. But sometimes a young girl can come to the summit and learn just as much as young boys. But I really leave the door open because the statistics say that 70% of our homes are being run by women. And so you have all of these homes where young boys are being raised with no father. Well, I feel as if these single mothers are doing it by themselves, we bring them in hopes that they could glean something from what we say to help them to raise their sons. People say a single mom can't raise a son. Yes, she can. She just can't do it by herself. It is easy for us to say, black man, come home and be a father to your son. But single moms need help right now.
This is my second year driving from Leesville, Louisiana, to bring my two children to the Black Male Summit, due to the fact that I think that it's extremely important that we have an outlet, and us as black men and women, we need to be torchbearers and teach our kids the things that we weren't taught back when we were youth. And the times are different now. You have so many different things with the music and the edified gang lifestyle and things of that nature that kids are buying into, and they don't have any positivity. So I take this trip every year for the last 2 years to give my kids something tangible, something that they can grab onto and know that there are people out there that look like them, that are intelligent and doing bigger and better things, as well as for their communities.
We need to learn how to get together ourselves before we talk about Black Lives Matter when some don't do it themselves, and we're in our own race, we're attacking our own race, and we should be helping each other before we start putting our word out even more.
Listen to these men speak will sometimes be able to encourage a guy to do the right thing. It only takes one guy, one person to instill hope in anybody. So just one thing, one speaker can instill hope and set one man, one youth on to do the right thing for the rest of his life, and he can do something for other kids. So it's like teach one, and then he'll grow, and then he can teach one, and they'll grow.
We came to be able to build with our people. We're talking about black influential men, powerful men. One of the most powerful men that walked the earth was Jesus the Christ. When you read Revelation 1:14, he was the most powerful, strong black man that walked this earth. And he's our example, he's our role model, and we must follow after him in the keeping of God's commandments in these last days as being the children of Israel. And with that, we say shalom.
And I remember one day walking into a black-owned computer store. A friend of mine actually owns the store. And when I walked in, I recognized a young man that I'd seen before. And after we finished talking, the owner of the store came out and asked me, "You don't know who that is?" I said, "Yeah, I know the young brother." He said to me, "I met him at the Black Male Summit. He is one of my best employees. As a matter of fact, he runs all of my stores." But he met that young man at the Black Male Summit. I just received a an email not too long ago from a pastor who said that the Black Male Summit encouraged him to go back to school to get his bachelor's degree, and now he's about to acquire his master's degree. Now, I just saw on social media where a young brother is out at the University of Virginia and he's organizing protests. And I asked myself the question, man, he came through the Black Male Summit as well. So the impact and the effect of the Black Male Summit has been so tremendous that there's no way for us to quantify or calculate its real impact. But what I do know is that when you get that many positive black men and boys under one roof for a protracted period of time, it's magical, the things that could happen. Young boys have found mentors. Mothers have found programs for their sons to participate in. There are just so many positive things that have come from this work that I don't see myself ever stopping. So the goal is to take this from an annual summit in Houston and start hosting these summits in every major city. Because the more we do Black Male Summits, the more we realize how vast the need is for more of what it is that we do. We've got summits now in Miami. We've had a summit in New Orleans. Next, we're going to Dallas, Austin. We're looking to go to Chicago and New York. Every city and town across this country has a population of young black males who are suffering that need this message. So we plan on getting the message of salvation of the black male to every nook and cranny of this country, if we can, God willing. You don't measure a man's success by where he is. You measure a man's success by where he started, what he had to do to get to where he is, and the man that he became in the process.
I am Owen Dixon, and I am a part of the Black Male Summit.
Adam McCain, and I'm a part of the Black Male Summit.
My name is Malik Ferguson. I'm a part of the Black Male Summit.
Arthur Silky Slim Reed. I'm a part of the Black Male Summit.
My name is Matt Carios, and I'm a part of the Black Male Summit.
My name is Nakia Shine, and I'm a part of the Black Male Summit.
My name is Cy Carter, and I'm part of the Black Male Summit.